pause to go find my blocks, but these are my blocks, and I do handstands on them. This is how I learned all of my handstands in the sport and how I can teach the majority of my hand balancing movements to others using those blocks. I can teach anywhere from regular handstands, one-handed handstands, to novice skills such as tug and pike holds. That's mainly what I will be focusing on. But other things that I can and will teach are tumbling elements that are a little bit more basic, mainly for safety reasons. But that would include things such as back handsprings, round-offs, rolls and walkovers. More of those basic tumbling and agility movements. What would this look like? So my lessons range anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours, really just depending on the client's needs and wants. Usually the ones that are 2 hours would most likely be multiple people. I can do up to 3 people at a time, but I would start out with approximately 10 minutes of warm-up and stretching. Then I would get into some drills and then do tumbling and hand balancing movements. Again, all really tailored to the client's needs. And lastly, I would finish off with some conditioning and cool down stretching for about the last 10 minutes. So that's kind of an overview of what each lesson would look like. Okay, so my experience and what makes me qualified. I started out doing acrobatic gymnastics at about the age of 9. After trying regular gymnastics, dance, and tumbling, none of them were a good fit. They were all too boring for me, but I loved acro. So I stuck with it until I was about 15 or 16 years old. And through that, some of my achievements were that I got onto the junior national acrobatic gymnastics team for the US for my last 2 years. And I was able to compete in countries like Portugal and Canada. Thankfully in Canada, my team was able to win the gold medal. So those are just some of my credentials. I wasn't a trio, I was a flyer, so I'm just going to show you some of my skills and the skill level that I am able to teach at. Just get an idea and understanding. So hopefully you can see it. But these are all me. Again, I was a flyer. So, and if you go into the slides, you can also see it. But this is a skill, some of the skills I did. This is what some hand balancing would look like, things that I could teach and things that I could do on my blocks. And another skill. So those are the skills I could do, kind of the skill level that I was at, just for reference. Okay, what sets us apart? I have a couple of my competitors. The first ones are Aspire Acrobatic Gymnastics. Though technically they are my competitors, I like to think of them as more of a partnership, since they were my acrobatic gymnastics partner team. And that's how I originally started out doing these private lessons. But yeah, I do work with them still. What sets me apart, makes me different, is that I have much more availability. For them to do acrobatic gymnastics private lessons, it would more have to be during the mornings or times that they don't have practice, which, yes, again, are usually during the mornings, weekday mornings. A lot of kids have school, a lot of people have work, they just don't have time, so it is pretty difficult to get lessons in with them. My second competitors are Dauntless Athletics, and they are a gym that specializes just in private lessons. They focus on tumbling, so I know cheerleaders, gymnasts, even dancers go to them for their private lessons since they don't have any teams. It's a private lesson gym. Again, what sets me apart is they don't teach acrobatic gymnastics. I, along with Aspire Acrobatic Gymnastics, are the only people or companies in Arizona that teach acrobatic gymnastics. So if you go to Dauntless, you can't get any type of acrobatic gymnastics training there. Okay, let's see. On my business plan, you should have a template or a copy of my business plan. If you have any more questions or information, it should answer it there. It's pretty detailed. But some other benefits. As I mentioned before, I have much experience and understanding of the sport, where I know how to maximize my client's potential, However, I am totally inclusive where anyone who wants to learn acrobatic gymnastics is able to at the highest quality for the highest quality prices as well. Marketing, how would I market my company? I would do some smaller marketing to start off, such as blogs and social media marketing. I could also do referrals. So for every client, if they want to bring another client, they would get a discount. I do want to start getting into more websites and Google Ads. I know that can really help me reach a lot of people. However, I haven't really started with that because websites are so expensive. But I think that would be really great benefit to my company. So startup costs. In total, it would be about $235, not super expensive in my opinion. The biggest cost would be the air track. Basically, it's a mat that is inflatable and is very big, so gymnasts can tumble on it safely. That's gonna be about $170. Secondly, I need a panel mat. That will be about $55. Again, just a mat to lay down foundations so our athletes aren't doing any skills on a hardwood floor or a hard surface to help with safety. Lastly, I would need chalk. Chalk is essential in being able to hold those handstand positions. Otherwise, on blocks, you would slip. So that's about $10, and I would need to repurchase that every month. Oh, lastly, actually, online marketing, that would be about $100 per month. All right. Here I have some sales costs and projections. I'm going to go to my business plan to be a little bit more detailed. I based my costs off of my old cheer gym. It was a very well-known cheer gym, so I am making my costs a little bit not as expensive because I am a new company and it would most likely open me up to more clients. So for 30 minutes, it ranges anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. For a single client, 30 minutes is the cheapest. It's going to be about $40. The most expensive is going to be 2 hours for 3 clients. That's going to be about $150. But given you could split it, it would be about $50 per client for 2 hours, which is not a bad price at all.